Hello everyone. Welcome to New to Live Talk. And this is yet another session of Questions of Life. My name is Shraddha and I have a very special guest with me. She is Miss Vidisha Singh. As you know, that Vidisha is a positive psychology coach and she is addressing uh, different kind of issues related to the positive behavior, anxiety, motivation, and she has been working with all kind of age groups like preschool and adults and so many other age groups and people in India and abroad. So, very warm welcome, Vidisha, in our show.
Thank you so much, Shraddha.
Okay, so since we have been discussing so many issues related to how to handle your kids, how to be positive, and teach your kids in a positive way. In the same manner, today we are going to take a very important question, which is related to teach discipline to your kids. So, Vidisha, can you please tell me, as a child psychologist, that how parents can help their children to learn discipline in a positive manner?
Perfect. Well, Shraddha, see, positive discipline is a way to tell children what kind of behavior is acceptable in a firm yet kind ways. So rather than screaming, shouting, and unnecessary name callings, as parents, we come out with ways which are more solution oriented. So I'll state different examples, okay? So if a child is hitting another child very regularly, okay?
Mhm.
And the child has problems ki my child has a habit of hitting under another children whenever we visit a park, whenever we visit a friend's house, or he or she meets his or her cousin.
Mhm.
First and foremost important thing is you need to understand, rather than just saying it to the child, stop, don't do it.
Mhm.
It doesn't work. Calmly get hold of your child if he is 5 6 years of age, and remove the child from that particular situation.
Okay, right.
Distract the child. Again, this works only if the child is of a younger age. Make the child sit with you until they calm down.
Mhm.
Any kind of disciplinary advice will work when the child is in a situation to calmly understand what you are saying.
So
If it,
sometimes kids plays with each other, and if your kid is actually disciplined, you know, and but some the other child is not well disciplined, so it may affect the entire learning or teaching of this discipline process, isn't
no,
it?
that's completely fine. See, every time, whenever a child is behaving in a particular way, let's try to understand that every time it cannot be a behavioral issue, Shraddha. Many a times it happens that child is just overwhelmed. The child is not able to properly express the kind of emotions he or she is having.
Mhm.
So, according to me, it would be unjust to say that another child is not disciplined enough. That is why he is behaving in a particular manner.
Mhm.
Yes, it might happen that the another child does not knows the way that he or she is feeling anxious in front of another children and how to handle that situation. Now, second example, supposedly the child is not listening to the parent regularly. Despite regular, instructions, the child does not agree to listen. So, first and foremost, reach, to the child's level, the child's height, and use a firmer tone.
Okay.
I'll again repeat. that it is very important that you sit, or probably you make sure that you get onto the child level, so
Mm-hmm.
that the child can actually see in your eyes clearly and properly.
I see.
Okay, no need to shout, just use a firm tone, rather speak softly,
Mm-hmm.
so that
Okay.
they have to listen carefully. When you are shouting, the child will respond back in the same tone. It happens that the mother or the
Mm-hmm.
father is shouting, listening to me. Does this help? No. In fact, the child gives a look as if he or she is not able to understand or doesn't
Yeah.
listen. Another most important thing, give the child a real consequence.
Mm-hmm.
Darling, if you do not get dressed up on time, it's already 9 o'clock, you will be late to go out to the park, and we will have less time to play.
Yeah.
And please refrain from using any statements in which you are trying to tell the child that if you do not do this, this will not happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end, we generally, the statements which we are giving to the child, that if you are not going to finish your lunch on time, you're not going to watch TV. But generally, does it always help? No. The child does not finishes the lunch on time, but then he or she is allowed to watch TV also. So gradually it becomes a practice. The
Yeah,
child
it's a
knows,
common practice. Yeah.
yes, no matter whether I finish this task or not, in any which ways, my mom will give me
Allow
whatever
me.
I'll ask for.
Mm-hmm.
If the child is above 6 years of age,
Mm-hmm.
make sure to make that you make your child understand that it is important to listen whatever you are saying, and this can only happen when you both sit and talk. Another common example of discipline or probably behavioral issues is tantrums. My child throws a lot of tantrums when I offer lunch. Whenever we are going out, my child wants a new toy every day.
Yeah. Even the very small age, very early age, the tantrum thing is always there, it seems.
Yes, again, let's try to understand that if you are a parent and the child is overwhelmed, is anxious in a particular situation, the best way is to distract the child, remove the child from that particular situation. Nothing else
Mm-hmm.
works, Shraddha. No
Mm-hmm.
amount of explaining the child that this is not the right way to behave, it will not help. The only
Mm.
thing that will work immediate effect is removing the child from that particular situation,
Okay.
and see
Mm.
that give them time to calm down, see if they need food, if they want to rest. There are many other reasons also why
Mm.
the child is throwing tantrum.
Mm-hmm. Does
So
the making a schedule, a day schedule also can work in terms
it
of teaching
does.
the discipline, time management kind of thing to the kids?
It does. It definitely does. But then it is very important that if you have introduced the time management schedule since an early age or not, whether the child understands that this is the time to study, this is the time to eat, this is the time to take rest, this is my TV time. So this needs to be introduced to the child from an early age. You
Mm-hmm.
cannot just start time management from day one and and expect the child to follow the same routine every day.
Right.
So
Okay. So
it's very
what are
important
the
that you are
other
removing it.
points to be addressed or just conclude this topic?
Another very important point is that if your child is giving you, is giving you answers, and and you think that the child is talking back to you, please do not respond. The best
Mm-hmm.
way to cut short the situation is either you become silent or he stops talking. Don't, be firm and say that I want you to listen. You are speaking, again your child is saying something, then again there is baseless conversations going on, and it gets dirtier. So, being an adult, I feel that it is the responsibility of the parent to stop there and then, and very firmly make your child understand that you want the child to listen to this particular thing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever
So,
it comes to again a very common question asked by parents, my child does not cleans the mess which he or she creates. So bring that
so
thing into practice by
mhm.
asking the child that let's do this thing together.
Yeah, and many of things like kids learn from their kitas,
Yes,
their
yes,
daycare
yes.
center or play school, and they always try to tell or just convey the things which they learn from their teachers there. And sometimes they feel that okay, there are two kind of disciplines or the pattern of living. One is which they are carrying from the school, and one which is existing in their own house. So like
But yeah,
how,
almost see,
yeah, how
I
we
don't
can
think
understand this, yeah.
I
Hmm.
don't think so. There is much difference. There would be much difference what a daycare or a school teaches and what is being taught in the house. Okay.
So, like, actually, the parents are not aware that the what child is learning in this school, because child is unable to tell, but they can just observe, because every house has its own way of living.
Hmm.
So sometimes child understand, okay, because my mom and my father wants me to do this in house, and like I will do something else in my daycare because
See,
the
if
teacher is
you are
teaching me.
making your own bed, and if you ask your child to make his or her own bed, it's
Mhm.
completely fine. The child is seeing you make, your own bed, and you are
Mhm.
helping the child make his or her own bed. So the child knows that this is my responsibility to do this. I
Mhm.
suppose this is the same thing which is being taught in the daycares and the schools also, to
Mhm.
take care of themselves, to take care of their own surroundings, okay, to be
Mhm.
kind, to be nice. So rather than being too controlling, let's try to problem solve together. Talking in terms of a parent and a child perspective, in terms of positive discipline. Stop
Mhm.
shouting, stop spanking.
Mhm.
Understand your child better. Increase your communication and connection process.
Yeah. So yeah, it has seen that sometimes kids kids don't eat properly at home, but they learn this how to eat with others in a right manner, table manners and everything from the
Yeah,
school,
but then
and then
see,
they follow it at
yeah, if
home
you're
as well.
following a pattern of dining table eating in your home, if the child has been seeing
Mhm.
the same pattern to be followed in your own house, of course the child will be well acquainted with it, and if you'll never have to discipline the child that
Mhm.
these are certain societal skills or life skills which you need to learn. So
If
I'll
we
again
can
say,
include 1 or 2 points more, because we have 1 minute left.
if you have any questions, see, be real to your child.
Mm-hmm.
Stop bribing the child that if
Right.
you finish your homework on time, I will give you
Mm-hmm.
this. Yes, you can
Mm-hmm.
surprise your child with gifts, but don't make this a habit. Okay,
Perfectly
there's
all
a
right.
difference.
I think
Yeah, there's
uh,
a difference between bribing and gifting,
yeah,
and
I
I
think
hope
you
your
have
viewers will
covered
understand.
most of the important points in this talk. I hope like next time we will continue with some more topic related to the kids psychology. And it was a very nice session. Thank you so much, Vidisha, for coming
Thank
in
you
our
so much.
live talks. And
Thank you so
thank you
much.
so much, everybody, for watching new to live talk of questions of life. Next time we'll meet. Till then, namaskar. Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you.